10mm socket, 3/16 Allen wrench, a star, a T we're using is T15, length doesn't matter, and a Phillips number 2. You're going to tilt the slicer up on its edge like we have it. You're going to remove the legs. On the left side they come off, they look like that. The right side, when they come off, they have spacers on them. Catch the spacer. You're going to remove the 10mm, take this bracket off, the lifting arm. You're going to take all the screws off. You may have plugs right here. Just take the plugs and take them out with a razor knife. Or if they're really stubborn, you can use a drill bit, a real tiny one, and drill a hole in it and then pull it out. We've removed all the screws. Everything that holds this bottom panel on to the bottom, you remove. Switch right here. So we're going to remove this metal main board. We've now removed the plate, and we are going to remove this board here. We are going to remove this screw, there's one back here, and there's one right there. So we can move this whole entire thing out of the way. Okay, I have these leaned out of the way. I just loosened them completely so they disconnected. Just remember, brown on the right. These don't matter, they're just power supplies. Black on the right, brown on the left, excuse me, black on the right. Wires, take pictures so that you can't screw them up when you go to put it back together. Remove those 3 wires, the black, the yellow, and the green, and then the white. Okay, so I removed the board now. It's still connected to that ribbon. Those little white things fell off. We'll show you how to put those back on. There's a screw that fell. You're just going to retrieve those. And this is the board that's getting replaced. The problem you're having is this button, potentially. This button right here could be the problem. They just need to be cleaned actually, but we'll send you another board. We're going to show you that that board controls this one before we send it as well. And you could double check it before you go through all the trouble to put it back together. Just put one screw, pull this back up, put one screw, put these wires back in, so you have power back to the unit. Alright, so now that we put the wires back on, we put brown on the left, and you can see the board's power is up. We turn the power on. You can hear the blades on. And that switch is on. Whatever you do, do not hit the right one. It'll turn the automatic on and this thing will jump. Here's the board that was in the machine. Here's the board we're sending you. Turn power on. Turn the blade on. Blade off. Blade on. Blade off. Now that we've got it proved that the board works, leave the cable hanging on the outside like that. And we're putting the board back together. Stick it over here. Getting ready to go in. If you put the screws in through the bottom and then tighten the white things on first, they'll stay there while you put it back together. Okay, so we're going to line up the screws. We're going to start the T15 and we're going to tighten all the boards. Back tightened up. Then we're going to grab this ribbon. It can only go on one way, like that. And it just pushes on. This is going to come back up. We're going to screw it back into place and put all the wires back on. All right, now that we have the wires back on, and your brown's on the left, black's on the right, and you can see back there that we have the clip back on. We're going to put the plate back on. After we put the plate back on, then we're going to put the back cover back on. Pay attention to your notch in the cord when you put it back on so it doesn't get pinched. Right there. Okay, we got everything put back together. Feet back on. As you can see, we're up and running. Blades on. I slowed the speed down.